Hello and welcome to the Commercial Beautification and Facade Improvement Grant Program webinar for the City of Brentwood. I'm Josh Ewan. I'm a Senior Analyst in our Economic Development Division. Thank you for joining us today. We wanted to go through the grant application process and what's entailed in this grant and how we can assist you as a business owner and a property owner in revitalizing and adding to the character of the community through your commercial property and your business location. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and just show you where you go to get the information on the grant. So you should be seeing here is our City of Brentwood Economic Development Division website. And when you land on our website, under Grants and Incentive Programs, which is here on the left-hand side, if you click on that, it'll take you to the Commercial Beautification and Facade Improvement Grant Program. That will pop up this guidelines and application program for the current year. That is your current application. The application will look like this. Applications are due by October 8th. Once you have this and you've been able to either print it out or fill it out, we welcome your interest. We would be glad to do a phone call, an in-person visit, or a Zoom call, just to go through your proposed project and go through the application in a little bit more detail. So let's go ahead and get over to a quick overview of the grant program itself. So the Commercial Beautification and Facade Improvement Grant Program was approved by our City Council this year. It's a year-long program, and it basically runs through June 30th of 2022. Right now, we are accepting applications from business owners and property owners for proposed projects. If you have any questions, just to start off from the beginning, if you have any questions and you want to email the Economic Development Division, just email us at economicdevelopment@brentwoodca.gov. So the grant program itself, eligible improvements are exterior painting, architectural treatments, new or repaired or refinished exterior building materials like brick or stucco, new doors, new windows that are visible from the public street, any signage, awnings, canopies that go above the window, or even awnings and canopies for outdoor dining areas, for permanent outdoor dining areas. Exterior lighting and landscaping are all eligible improvements under this grant program. So here's a couple of examples. In the last year, the city has provided grants for commercial outdoor restaurant operations. So we provided funding for coverings and that sort of thing, as well as furniture. So just as an example, that could be an eligible project under this grant program. So a little bit about program eligibility. So whether you're a business owner or a property owner, you're both eligible to apply for this program. And we would encourage you to consider the application and consider the program. We do limit the program to existing buildings, so no new construction. Buildings that are currently vacant or tenant spaces that are currently vacant require proof of an incoming tenant. For owners of commercial properties, we ask that you provide your business tenant with a sign-off on the application. And if you're a business tenant, please talk to your commercial property owner about receiving a signature to apply for the program. As well, if you are a business tenant, we just ask that you have an active business license with the City of Brentwood on file, or receive an active business license by time of application. So grant funding. The city's grant funds are really used as a stimulus to create opportunities in the community for revitalization and economic development. So we're really focused on the idea of reinvesting in commercial properties that need it, preserving historic character, and creating either new jobs or new sales tax opportunities in the community. So there's two eligible types of grants. One is a mini grant, which provides up to $5,000. These would probably be used for a small storefront or a business owner who's looking to do a small revitalization. Typically, you can do a little bit of an outdoor dining area, patio with that amount of money. The city would provide $5,000. It's all on reimbursement. So you as a property owner or business owner pay everything up front, and the city would reimburse you at completion of the project. So in the mini grant, we provide $5,000, and you as a business owner or property owner would have a 10% match requirement. The second eligible type of grant is a matching grant. So these are for larger commercial revitalization projects with an overall cap of $25,000. Of your overall project value, if it exceeds $25,000, you're responsible for additional costs. We also require a 15% match to any funding up to $25,000 from the city. So in this instance, if the city provided you with $25,000 for a larger project, your 15% requirement would be $3,750. So once we receive applications, included in the application as shown here is our project selection information. We have multiple criteria, but in general, we're looking for buildings and projects that provide a visual transformation, provide some economic development, create some commerce and some local jobs and opportunities for local businesses. Projects that are or buildings that are a little bit older, where they have a project that will reinvest and reinvigorate them, will probably score higher, as well as projects that are creative, beautify the entire center as a whole, or that have a real prime location on the public street or entryway into the community. So any questions can be directed as economic development staff. We're available again to meet phone, Zoom, or in person at your project or at your place of business, commercial center, and we'd be glad to go over the application as well as what's eligible and what's not eligible. So jumping back into the application package itself, let's go ahead and head over there. So what you'll have here is the overall application package. It'll describe the program in full. But what we really want to do is focus on the last couple pages here. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom down. So in order to submit your application, here's the checklist of items that you want to have. You want to have your completed application, check 1. You want to have a copy of any information that pertains to you as a business or a property owner relating to tenants or lease arrangements for that property. It can be described, or you can provide a lease agreement if you feel comfortable. The third item is describing what your project is. So what we would call really a scope of work. So we want to understand what you want to do and what you want to rehabilitate on the site or at the building. We would like to receive any design drawings, any site plans, any photos to help understand the concept of what you'd like to do, as well as describe the current condition of the property so we can more fully evaluate your project and your application. And then on the last page of this application is a project budget estimate. All of that will be packaged, and it can be delivered 3 ways. 1 is by email to economicdevelopment@brentwoodca.gov. 2 is by mail, and 3 is hand delivered. We'd also be glad to meet with you to receive your application in person at your property. So here's the application itself. Not overly complicated at this point, but it really serves as the basis for all the backup information that you're going to provide. Again, any questions, feel free to reach out. The application itself, we're looking for the applicant name. So this would be your personal name, your mailing address, city, state, and zip, obviously, your telephone, and your email. For property owner information, we're looking for the commercial address of your property, and then also your assessor's parcel number or your APN. That's found on your tax records to the county assessor's office, or your commercial property owner should have a record of that. Any questions, the city can help you with that number. We'd like to know who the commercial property owner is, as well as if you're a business tenant, who owns the business. And then if you're a business tenant, if we could have your business license number, as well, if you're a business tenant, any information on the lease expiration, if it applies within the certain window of the grant program. So again, going into a checklist on the second page, attach any information relating to your lease arrangements or lease agreements, provide a description of the improvements that you'd like to make, provide design drawings, site plans, existing photos and concept photos, and then the project budget worksheet, which is the last page. Once you have all that together, you have your property owner sign off on your application, or as well as if you're the business owner, you would sign and date as well. Submit all of that to the City of Brentwood Economic Development Division. We'll receive it and let you know if there's anything missing or if we need additional information. The last item to consider is this sample budget form. So we just ask for your name, the property owner information, and the property address. And then you want to describe your work item. So when you're looking at this, you may have a few items that would be included in your scope of work. So generally, let's just say you want to do stucco, painting, windows, and awnings. So that would be a pretty large project and would be eligible under the grant. So what we would ask is that you describe that overall project as part of your application. And then in your budget worksheet, you would include each line item as a general cost. So stucco and paint could be a line item. Your windows would be a line item, and then your awnings will be a line item. And typically that's done because a contractor may do that in separate phases or have separate contractors doing the work. You would list those line items and then list the cost. And at the bottom, you would have your total estimated project budget. So that really does it for the application process. Provide as much information as you feel helps convey the overall improvement that you're going to make in your property and your project. Again, City of Brentwood staff from Economic Development Division are here to help you and assist you. Any questions, feel free to reach out by phone or email, and we'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you again. Really appreciate your time and your interest in the program. We look forward to a successful grant process and being able to partner with you on improving and beautifying Brentwood and our commercial and business owner tenants throughout the community. Thank you again.